Now we're going to go out there. We've got a couple of stories. And, boy, if you've been monitoring the news lately, you've really seen some out there stories in the news. First story is one we haven't gotten to for a couple of weeks. But this is something stated by the top scientist in the U.S. Space Force, right? His name is Dr. Joel Moser, and he was speaking at an event at the Air Force Research Laboratory and said that it is imperative that U.S. forces begin working on technology that will enhance human beings. They call it the superhuman workforce, because we have to keep up with our opponents, i.e. China, who's apparently pushing the envelope on all of this augmented human, both genetic and otherwise, both genetic and technological. In other words, they're changing, they say, the genes of their soldiers to create super soldiers. They're also implanting the soldiers with lots of cybernetic enhancements as well. And he says it's imperative that we embrace this new age lest we fall behind our strategic competitors. He said there will be unimaginable advances in this type of technology, as well as the merging of humans and artificial intelligence to create augmented reality, virtual reality, and nerve stimulation. So they are absolutely, it's just like in the movie Universal Soldier, right? They want to create super soldiers to compete with the super soldiers that the Chinese are creating. So now you don't just have to worry about robot dogs coming after you. Now you've got to worry about cybernetic super soldiers.
We can't put a vaccine in our body that can fight a vaccine off, but they can put something in to turn them into super soldiers.
And I wonder, do they give them a choice? I mean, that's the thing. Do you sign up for this super soldier?
I don't think you get a choice.
You don't get a choice for much. Those of us that have been in the military know you don't get a choice much when you're in the military. So one last story, and like I said, if you've been paying attention to the mainstream media lately, you've noticed a huge uptick in stories about UFOs, unidentified flying objects, or UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon. And these stories have been absolutely off the chart, including one that was on Chris Cuomo on CNN last week. And this is a guy named Sean Cahill, and also, now he's a retired U.S. Navy Chief Master at Arms. Also on that same program was Christopher Mellon, a former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Intelligence. Now, what Sean Cahill said is particularly telling because he observed some of these craft that the Navy has been seeing on some of its aviation flights and through using its ship-based radar. And he says what we saw, based on the 5 observables, indicated technology that outstrips our arsenal by at least 100 to maybe as many as 1,000 years. Now, some of this footage, some of the newest footage to be released from July of last year shows a unidentified aerial phenomenon flying along, diving down to the ocean, getting real close to the water. It's moving at hypersonic speeds, and then it just simply goes underwater. Now, any ship that we built would, of course, be destroyed by hitting the water at that speed. But these aircraft have a number of things that show that they are not from our arsenal, and this is really getting out there, folks. I'm Morgan Streetman, and that's the way I see it. Thank you for listening to the Morgan Streetman Show. We hope you enjoyed what you heard, and if you did, please click like and subscribe to help us out. And remember that we recommend that you exercise your brain at least once a week.